My husband paid me $10 million each time he cheated, until the day I refused the money and made him pay in another way. Every one of your subscriptions encourages us to keep showing up. Please subscribe and let us know where you're watching from. It's always a pleasure to see. People say money can fix anything, but money doesn't heal. It only buys silence. And for a while, I was silent. When I met Nathan, I thought I'd found the kind of love people write about. He was confident, polished, and endlessly generous. The kind of man who made you feel chosen just by looking at you. We married fast. Too fast, maybe. But when you're young and in love, you don't notice the warning signs, only the charm. For a while, everything looked perfect. Trips to Italy, a home that could fit 3 of the one I grew up in. My friends called me lucky. But I've learned that sometimes luxury just hides the cracks better. The first time I caught him, it was a Thursday. A lipstick stain on his shirt, a perfume I didn't wear, and a text message that said, "Same sweet tonight." I remember the silence that followed. It wasn't shouting or tears, just this heavy, hollow quiet. He didn't deny it. He just looked at me and said, "I'll transfer $10 million into your account. Call it compensation. I never meant to hurt you, but I can't promise I won't fail again." $10 million. The number sat in the air like poison. And I wish I could tell you I was strong enough to walk away, but I wasn't. I accepted it. Not because I wanted the money, but because I wanted control. If he was going to turn my pain into a transaction, I would learn to profit from it. After that, it became routine. He cheated, he confessed, he paid, and I stayed.
Each transfer came with a numb kind of peace and a deeper kind of death. I started investing the money, properties, stocks, shell accounts in my maiden name. I told myself it was strategy, not surrender. But every zero in my account reminded me that my forgiveness had become a business. At first, I thought I was winning, but each transfer was another way of telling me, your pain has a price. There were nights I'd lie awake, listening to him breathe beside me, wondering who he was dreaming about, wondering if he remembered the first time he said he loved me, and if he even meant it. Sometimes I'd catch myself tracing his jawline in the dark, and I'd think, this man made me rich and empty at the same time. So I smiled in public. I played the perfect wife. But inside, I was learning something powerful, that silence can be sharper than revenge. I used to love him. Then I learned to manage him. And as I grew quieter, I also grew colder. Because deep down, I knew the next time he cheated, something inside me would break for good.
It didn't happen suddenly. You don't just wake up one morning and stop caring. You fade into it, little by little, like the light leaving a room you never realized was getting darker. For months, I told myself I could live with it. After all, 10 million was more than some people saw in a lifetime. I had security, status, and silence. But one night, I realized silence had started to choke me. I found out about her by accident. Her name was Elena. Different from the others. Younger, but not naive. He didn't just sleep with her, he spoke about her like she meant something. There were emails, long, emotional ones, photos of them traveling together, the kind of pictures couples post when they want the world to envy their happiness. And this time, he didn't even bother to hide it. I sat in our living room, staring at those pictures, realizing he had fallen in love, just not with me. When he came home, I asked one question. Not why, not how could you, just, was she worth it? He sighed, like I was interrupting something important. Then he said it, that line that broke the last thread holding us together. Fine, I'll wire another 10 million. Just don't make a scene. It was strange how calm I felt. No tears, no rage, just this cold clarity, like a mirror after the fog clears. He reached for his phone to make the transfer, but I stopped him. Don't, I said. Keep it.
He looked at me like he hadn't heard right, like the script we'd been reading for 3 years had suddenly changed. You sure? He asked, smiling that arrogant little smile. You finally running out of space in those secret accounts? I didn't answer. I just turned, poured myself a glass of wine, and said, "You'll pay for this one differently." He laughed, that short, dismissive laugh that rich men use when they think they've already won. And in that moment, something shifted inside me. I wasn't his victim anymore. I wasn't the woman who took hush money for heartbreak. I was something else entirely. That night, I deleted the text messages, cleaned up my tears, and made a promise to myself, quiet but absolute. No more payments, no more price tags. I'll take back everything on my terms. I stopped reacting and started watching him. His business, his passwords, his patterns. Every late-night call, every hidden account, every careless whisper became a thread I began to pull. He thought I'd gone numb, but really, I was becoming invisible and dangerous. Because when a woman who's been quiet for too long finally speaks, she doesn't shout. She calculates. Sometimes I'd catch my reflection in the mirror and barely recognize myself. Not because I'd changed, but because I'd finally become who I really was. I wasn't the wife he could buy anymore. I was the lesson he didn't see coming.
People think revenge is loud. It isn't. It's quiet, like a slow leak that turns into a flood, like a woman smiling while memorizing the steps to your destruction. After that night, I didn't argue. I didn't scream. I just started listening. Nathan thought my silence meant surrender. He mistook distance for peace. He didn't realize I was building something behind it, one move at a time. Every night when he slept, I learned a new piece of his world. Passwords, bank routes, phone records. He'd given me access to everything because trust was his habit and arrogance was his weakness. I discovered offshore accounts, shell companies under fake names, even money he'd hidden from tax authorities and from me. All of it I copied, logged, and backed up under one file name: Freedom. Then I started working on the people around him. His lawyer, a man who'd been quietly disgusted by Nathan's cruelty for years. His assistant, underpaid and overworked, easy to sway with a kind word and a better offer. Piece by piece, I collected allies who didn't even know they were helping me. I learned that Nathan's company was fragile, over-leveraged, inflated by image and ego. He'd built an empire of glass. All I had to do was tap. During the day, I played the part, the doting wife, the woman everyone envied. I still wore the diamonds, still smiled at events, still stood by his side when the cameras flashed. But behind that smile was a storm. I started acquiring quiet ownership, shares from smaller investors who wanted out, all purchased under a proxy. Within months, I controlled more of his company than he realized. My signature was hidden behind 3 layers of shell corporations, invisible but powerful. I was no longer just his wife. I was his silent shareholder. His downfall was already in my name. He never suspected a thing. He was too busy with Elena, flying her to business conferences, letting her wear the same watch he once gifted me. Sometimes I'd see photos of them online, and I'd smile. Not out of pain, but prophecy. Because I knew the same hand that held her waist would soon be signing his own ruin. He thought I'd lost interest, but I was simply changing the game. The deeper I went, the calmer I became. I used to think power was about control, about forcing someone to see your worth. But now I understood something far colder, far cleaner. Power is silence. It's the ability to destroy and still choose when. There was one night I'll never forget. I stood on our balcony, watching the city lights flicker, and whispered to myself, "This isn't revenge, it's a correction." Because sometimes justice doesn't come from courtrooms or apologies. It comes from patience, from turning pain into architecture.
I've always believed that silence is the loudest kind of revenge. People expect anger. They expect chaos. But what they never expect is composure. By the time Nathan's company announced its annual investor gala, my plan was ready. I'd spent months laying foundations he couldn't see, and on that night, all I had to do was watch them crumble. The event was held at the Langford, all glass and gold, a temple of excess. Nathan loved that place. He said success looked better under chandeliers. I wore black that night. Elegant, simple. The kind of black that doesn't ask for attention, but commands it. Everyone was there. The investors, the board, the media. Nathan stood on stage, his voice smooth as ever, selling dreams wrapped in polished lies. He looked untouchable, untamed, and I almost smiled because he had no idea what was about to happen. When he started his speech, I gave the signal. Just a subtle nod to the technician I'd quietly hired weeks before. Halfway through his presentation, the slides on the big screen flickered and changed. At first, people thought it was a glitch. Then, the audio began to play. His voice, my husband's voice. Crystal clear, arrogant, careless. Recorded from one of his late-night calls to Elena. My wife? She's my most profitable investment. I cheat, she cries, I pay, and she stays. 10 million, and she goes quiet. She always does. The room froze. The kind of silence that hums, the kind that crushes. He looked up, stunned,
searching for the source, for control, for me. But I was already standing. My face calm, my posture unshaken. Because this wasn't rage, this was reckoning. Reporters were already pulling out their phones, investors whispering, some already walking out. I watched as the illusion he built, the empire of charm, power, and manipulation, collapsed in real time. The audio continued. His laughter, his arrogance, his confession, bragging about moving money offshore, about lying to shareholders, about how everyone around him served a purpose. By the time the recording ended, the crowd had turned. The applause never came. Just camera flashes and the cold hum of scandal. I walked toward him slowly, heels tapping against marble, steady, deliberate. He tried to speak, but no words came, just sweat and shock. I leaned close, enough for only him to hear, and whispered, "You taught me the price of betrayal. Tonight, you'll learn the cost." Then I handed him an envelope, our divorce papers, already signed. Inside, the details: transfer of ownership, full evidence of his fraud, and my lawyer's contact for the press. Everything timed, everything legal, everything irreversible. When I turned to leave, I didn't look back. Outside, the night air felt lighter, like I'd been holding my breath for 3 years, and finally exhaled. I could hear the chaos behind me, voices, panic, cameras, sirens beginning to echo in the distance. But inside, I was calm. Because this wasn't destruction, it was freedom. They say revenge is sweet, but to me, it tasted like silence. Cold, clean, complete. That night, the headlines flooded in. CEO exposed by wife during live gala. 10 million per affair. The deal that ended it all. His company's stocks plummeted by morning. Contracts dissolved. The board voted him out within 24 hours. And me? I didn't gloat. I simply disappeared. Quietly. The same way I had planned everything. He thought I'd always take the money. But he forgot. Some debts can't be paid in cash.
When it was finally over, I didn't feel what I thought I would. No fireworks, no satisfaction, just silence. It's strange. You spend years waiting for justice, and when it comes, it doesn't roar, it whispers. Like peace reclaiming the space where pain used to live. The morning after the gala, I packed a single suitcase and left. No security detail, no cameras, no one to see me go. Just the sound of my heels echoing through an empty house that once looked like happiness. I didn't take the jewelry or the cars or the trophies of wealth we used to flaunt. Just the documents I'd worked for, the evidence I'd built, and my dignity, which for years I thought I'd lost forever. Nathan called, dozens of times. He begged, then shouted, then begged again. I didn't answer. Not out of cruelty, but because I had nothing left to say. I bought a small coastal home hours away from the city. White walls, sea breeze, and silence. The kind of silence that doesn't ache, the kind that heals. Every morning, I made coffee and watched the ocean. Some days, I still thought about him. Not with hate, but with understanding.
He was the storm that forced me to build shelter. And for that, in a strange way, I was grateful. They say every betrayal has a price. I just made sure he paid his. Not in money, but in peace.
With time, I started something new. A small foundation for women who'd been silenced by power and money. I didn't put my face on it. No interviews, no headlines. Just quiet help, quietly given. Because this time, I wanted to create something that didn't come from pain, but from purpose. One afternoon, I saw a news report. Nathan had vanished from the spotlight. His company dissolved, his wealth scattered. The world had moved on, and so had I. I turned off the TV, smiled faintly, and whispered, "That's enough." Because survival isn't always about winning. Sometimes it's about walking away without leaving pieces of yourself behind. Sometimes silence isn't weakness. It's the sound of a woman who finally understands her worth. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a story. See you in the next story. Stay safe.